Hey there, boys and girls, and welcome to episode 220 of Sonic Boom TV. This episode is about just new things that I picked up at the thrift store on Whatnot, and through a friend on YouTube. So, a couple things before I get started with what I got. I just wanted to address two things that were not emailed, but left as comments on my last video, which was, I guess, a week or two ago. I haven't been doing videos lately. I just been working overtime, too much, unpaid overtime at that, and I just have not been in the mood to do anything lately. So, anyway, enough of that. On to what we're doing. The first thing was someone asked me what were the names of the people that the places I've been getting records. Some of the stuff that I've mentioned, and I guess maybe I said it too fast or whatever. So I'm gonna say it slow. I did leave a message, but I don't know if they got that or not. And if they watch this video, then they'll know. So I use the Whatnot app. You can get it on your phone. It's not available in every country, but United States, Canada, think England, not England, but the UK, and maybe a couple other places. I don't know that it's available in any of the, other European countries. I'm not sure. You just have to look it up. But it's Whatnot, WHATNOT. And then I go on there and I watch a lot of the vinyl shows. People just go on there and they do. It's like eBay, but it's live, and the auctions are live, and they're usually, no more than a minute or two. But a lot of places just do like 15 seconds or 10 seconds or whatever, and you bid or you don't. And so the ones I watch the most are VC Vinyl. VC Vinyl. You can find them. They probably do 2 or 3 shows a day, sometimes more. They have lots of stuff. Most of the stuff starting right now is at $10, but sometimes it goes up, down, whatever. They do dollar shows. Sometimes they started bringing back their dollar shows on older stock stuff that they still have. So you can catch them on there, 3 times a day, different people, selling. You'll get to know the different hosts if you watch them. So you got the VC Vinyls one. Dead Broke Records. I think it's REKERDS. I have a sticker somewhere around here. But anyway, Dead Broke Records. That's usually on Friday night. Sometimes he's on Saturdays and Sundays as well, I think. But mostly it's a Friday night show. Starts at around 8 o'clock or so, 7:30, 8 o'clock Central Time. He is in New York, so it's an hour before there. He does mostly punk rock kind of stuff, indie rock, a lot of interesting stuff, and the prices are good, and he's got his own label, Dead Broke Records, and I've bought tons of stuff that he's put out, and you can generally get them for under $20 on there as well, and not good stuff. He'll usually play a song before he sells it. So if he's got a band of his own, he'll play a song, and then after the first song, he'll start the auction for that album or whatever, something like that. Very good show, cool guy, worth just hanging out and talking with him. The next one is Yo Nicky, Y-O Nicky, Nickey, or Y. I'm not really sure at the moment. He does a lot of punk rock. He does some heavy metal, and he'll throw in Taylor Swift as well. So he's very very knowledgeable about a lot of the punk rock scene, I guess. Being so close to New York, because he's from Philadelphia. But he's got some crazy opinions on some stuff and whatever. But he always fun to watch and entertaining, whether you're buying anything or not. There's a lot of giveaways. I've won a lot of stuff. I've only bought one record from him so far. I need to buy more. I've tried, but I've been outbid. So that's Yo Nikki, and then the last one I wanted to mention is Spin Me Round Store, or it might. It's either Spin Me Round Store or Spin Me Round Records on there. I'm not sure which one they go by on there, but you'll know you're in the right place because the girl, she's really, how do you say it? Excitable, when she talks, and she tries to get you into what she's like, and her and her husband and her whole family, I guess, work at the store, and the kids, but you always know it's her because she's always got a dress on she's got big stuff there, and it's kind of low cut, so you'll know when you're there because and she'll always say when somebody buys a record, I hope you love it. So I bought a few things from them on Whatnot as well as through their website. A very good store. They're in New Jersey. It's somewhere in that area. New York, New Jersey, somewhere. A lot of this stuff, people are in New York for some reason. So that's that. The second thing I wanted to talk about that was left as a message. Some person decided that I'm not getting enough views, and I needed them to give me SEO lessons or whatever, or not lessons, but basically pay them. And I'm like, this guy probably didn't even watch any of my videos. He just went and looked to see if what the wording was. And I know I'm not trying to get a ton of viewers on here because I can't monetize it. I'm banned for life, guys. I think I've told this story before, how I made a stupid mistake many years ago on a website that I had that used the same advertising as YouTube does, and over $10 they banned me for life. And which I didn't really know that I made this $10 until it was too late. And so we just go on. I'm not trying to. So that's why I'm never asking for, like my page, share my page, do all that stuff. I hardly ever say anything like that because I can't do anything with it. It doesn't matter. That's why I don't put super effort into these videos either, as far as production-wise and editing and all that other stuff. I just recently started putting covers on the thing, and I'm not even taking more than like 5 minutes to put those together either, So it's not that I don't want people to watch. It's a wasted effort for me to put in just to get more viewers that don't help me in any way, besides more people seeing my videos. I feel like I got something going on right here. I don't know what that is. Maybe I'm just getting fatter. Gotta do something about that. But anyway, so let's get past that. The guy kind of got into this mini little argument with the guy, and he wasn't even from America as far as I could tell. It seemed like very shady. So even if I was willing to pay somebody to help me with that, I wouldn't take it from some stranger from another country. I would do my research first and find somebody that I trusted, not some random guy telling me that I'm not getting enough fans. Anyway, I got this new shirt from the Professor Fuzz 63. Came in yesterday. I still owe him money for this, but I'll get that to him next week. That's the whale is, I can't think of the whale's name. It's got a name, but there's a song they do about some whales that attack boats or something. I'm not sure. And in celebration of the upcoming St. Patrick's Day holiday, I've got this Bing Crosby St. Patrick's Day 10-inch. Well, it says long play, but it's really an EP, I would think. I don't know. It's got some classic songs, McNamara's Band, Rose of Tralee, Did Your Mother Come From Ireland? The Same Old Shillelagh, Where the River Shannon Flows, When Irish Eyes Are Smiling, Who Threw the Overalls, and Mrs. Murphy's Chowder. That's a classic, right? And Dear Old Dongal. I don't know. I found that a few years ago. The record itself is in great condition. The cover is split but still in very nice condition. I just thought I would put that up there in front of Megadeth for this video. So let's get to what I got. So we'll start with stuff that I got from VC Vinyl. I've got a couple more records coming in next week or so, but these are the ones I got in the last week. I waited for them all to get here, but I've actually opened this one already and listened to it today because I wanted to find out if it was color vinyl or not. But I really looked at the cover. It is Ruston Kelly. It's Shape and Destroy. The cover looks much darker looking when the light's not on it, and it's on the screen. Like when I'm looking at it, it's real dark, and I couldn't even see that there's like these angels and stuff here on first look at it. But I listened to this. I have one of his other albums. It's a covers album, and it's very emo. It's acoustic mostly and some live stuff, but it's very emo sounding. Well, this one is country sounding. I mean, it's kind of got an emo feel to it still, but it's very country. This is like a gold foil cover that's, inner sleeve that's got fingerprints all over it now. And it was black vinyl. But I listened to it today. It was good. It just had a very country feel to it and sounded. So I wasn't expecting that. I was expecting it to be more like the other one. That's why I grabbed it. And this was $10. All the ones I got from VC Vinyl I got for $10. I've seen them sell them, some of them for $15, but when I got them they were $10. So next up, we've got two albums by my favorite Beatle. You know who that is? Well, you'll find out in a second. Paul McCartney. They've had a bunch of Paul McCartney and George Harrison albums on there. Now, not everything, but they've got probably 4 or 5 Paul McCartneys and probably the same of George Harrison. So I've started getting the Paul McCartney ones that I don't have, and I've got one more on order that I've already ordered. It should be shipping, and there's one they have. Can't think of the name of it. It's blue and red, and he's got headphones on. And I already own that one, but that one, the one I have, I'm not sure the quality of it, so I might end up getting that one too in the next week or so. Tug of War. But anyway, this one is new. It's called New. It says Paul McCartney 2018 edition includes new Queenie Eye and early days 180 gram audiophile vinyl, includes MP3 download, limited edition pink vinyl. I've seen this cover. There's some different versions of this cover. Paul McCartney's all his albums seem like, all his recent albums anyway, all have multiple different covers with different colors and stuff. But I've seen this one where I think these neon lights are blue maybe, and this is maybe pink, and there's a couple different versions. And the back is also different colors. But I wanted this one. It always looked cool to me, and I saw it in a store one time, and I just didn't get it for some reason. So I'm glad I got it for $10. You know. So this one, and we'll open these after if anybody wants to stick around for that. The ones that aren't open, there's only about 4 or 5 of them. The next one is another Paul McCartney. It's Choba BCCCP, which is like in Russia somewhere. And it says that again, Choba BCCP. Sorry. Paul McCartney remastered at Abbey Road Studios, includes Lucille, That's All Right Mama, and Ain't That a Shame 180 gram audiophile vinyl again, limited edition yellow vinyl. Now this one, I got it for 10, but I saw them selling this for 20 when they first put it out. I guess they thought they didn't have too many of them, and then all of a sudden they just had them. So it's oh goodness, I didn't realize it, but everything on the back is written in Russian or one of the Russian languages. That's craziness. So how am I gonna know what the I don't know. I don't know how many of the song titles are. I know the first one is Kansas City. uh wow. I didn't realize that. Oh, they do have the English in here. Kansas City, 20 Flight Rock, Lawdy Miss Claudie, Bringing Home to Me, Lucille, Don't Get Around Much Anymore, That's All Right Mama, Ain't That a Shame, Cracking Up, Just Because, and Midnight Special. But that's the only English that's on the back, besides the copyright information. So that's crazy. I can't read any of that, but I'll, you know. So those are two albums that I'd never had in any format by Paul McCartney. I do have several of his albums on CD. I think I got up 2 or 3 maybe other records. I know I have the Tug of War. I feel like I maybe have 2 other records that I just don't remember I have at the moment. But I've been wanting to collect more of his stuff just because he was my favorite Beatle. And I don't like everything he's done, so... but, you know, if you get a good deal, you get a good deal. Next up. Oh, this is from last week. I'm sorry. Next up. Thought we had 5, but we only have 4, so okay. Oh, we did have 5. I'm sorry. Next up is the Disney Volume 2 Ultimate Hits. This one, I think there's only 2 in the series. Maybe there's a volume 3, but I never saw a volume 3 anywhere. But volume 2 has Hakuna Matata from The Lion King, one of my favorite Disney movies. Chim Chim Cheree from, is that Bedknobs and Broomsticks? Maybe, I don't know. I Want to Be Like You, the Monkey song. Don't know with You're Welcome. I See the Light. Remember Me, Ernesto de la Cruz. Almost There. Everybody Wants to Be a Cat. It's a Small World. Zippity Doodah. Now I thought that may be canceled, because we know the movie has been hidden away from everyone to see. At least I think it has. It was. I don't know if it still is. But anyway, When She Loved Me and Mickey Mouse March. So, and Zippity Doodah was from the Song of the South. So we've got, I don't know a lot of these songs because my Disney era was more of the up until the 90s. And then the stuff that came out later, I didn't see. I mean, I saw some of it, but I didn't see it a lot like I did the earlier ones. So we got Moana. I did see that one. That's the, what's her name? Oh man, that's a good movie. That is a good one. I can't think of the name of it. The one about the girl from Louisiana in the swamp with the little light bug. Oh, I don't know. I don't know what it's called. This is maybe that's Aristocats. I don't know. Tangled. It's one of the Toy Story movies. Lion King. That's Jungle Book again. I think there was a song on the first one from Jungle Book. Mickey Mouse Club. That one I haven't seen yet. That I heard is really good. The Mexican story with the little kid. I can't think of what that one's called. What is this one called, guys? What is her movie called? It's a good movie. I think I own that movie. Oh man, doesn't matter. So anyway, these songs are probably going to be lesser than Volume 1. That I got last time that I showed. I did realize something when I was listening to it, and I noticed that they put the cast recordings on this of several of the movies instead of the popular version. And I noticed it on, of all songs, Let It Go from Frozen, which I don't really... Like, I know that was a hugely popular song, but I don't know what version was popular. I don't know if it was the pop version or the cast version. And from what I heard, I knew it wasn't one that I heard a lot, but I had heard this version, so I don't know. I don't even know who sang the popular one. But then the thing that kind of aggravated me a little bit was the A Whole New World song from Aladdin. That one was a cast recording as well, and the song that I know was by Peebo Bryson and I think Regina Belle, and that goes back a long ways, and to a girl that I once was in love with many years ago. But when I heard it, I was like, oh, that's not the good version, because that version is much better than the cast version, I think. But I do have a single on that for a cassette. But anyway, we got volume 2 now. And if there's another one, I'll look into getting that. They don't have it on VCA vinyl, but somebody might have it. And then the last one, at the moment, I have no idea what this is. I looked it up when I saw it, and I hadn't seen them run this one. I thought the cover was pretty cool, and I looked it up and I kind of listened to a clip. I have no memory of what I listened to, but it's called Starset Horizons, and I'm assuming the band is Starset and the album is Horizons, but it's a cool looking cover. I have no idea what kind of music this is. It's 2 LP. Looks like 4, 8, 12, 16 songs. Man, I just don't know. So maybe I'll get back to you guys next episode and let you know what this was about. But I have no idea. I don't know if it's color vinyl. What does it say? Starset Horizons, Inferno Red, limited to 2,000 units. And I don't know what that last thing says. Feared something? I don't know. You can try to get that close enough for you guys to see. Don't know, guys. Maybe it's some kind of alternative rock or heavy metal or dance music. I have no idea. I don't know why. I just bought it that night. So that's all I got from them. Then I went to a thrift store for the first time in a while, and I went and they had a lot of records, and I feel like I missed again because they had a lot of records sitting out, and a lot of them were on a table that was spread out, that it looked like somebody had kind of sorted through and left stuff. And so there were a ton of records that were in really good shape and some were in really bad shape. And I was not wanting to spend a lot of money, so I put some stuff back that may or may not have been acceptable. But most of the stuff that they had this time was like compilation albums and stuff from like the 50s, 50s, 60s, some 70s. I didn't see much 80s stuff, but I like to get these compilations with 50s and 60s music, because it's very unlikely I'm going to go looking for these albums by these people. But I like the songs, at least the hit songs that I grew up hearing, or when from my grandparents or whoever, or just from movies and stuff. So I like to have some of those songs, and I'll go over what I got. But the first one was kind of ridiculous, and I debated whether I should get it or not. It's not even worth anything, but I wanted to save it more than anything. And it's a little box set it's called Square Dances, from Carson Robinson. It's a little black on the back box. It's kind of neat, nice, and it for what it is, and it opens, but it stays connected, so it's not like a slip cover or anything. It's kind of like a connected cover, and you got a little booklet. I think it's just one page, double-sided. Yeah, one little explains square dancing to you and stuff. This reminds me of when I was a child in middle school. They made a square dance and stuff. I actually have another square dance record that I bought I listened to it one time, and that was it. That's probably what's going to happen here too. These look a little funky as far as the labels go. It's got some "the" on it, but the records themselves look nice. It's three little 7 inches, 45s, whatever you want to call them, and they each have a song on each side. So it's Jingle Bells, Patty Dear, Spanish Cavalero, Irish Washwoman, Coming Around the Mountain, and Solomon Levy. And then there's a stamp. It was inspected by number 21. So this is a neat little set. I mean, it's not. I looked it up. It's only worth like $2, and I paid $1 for it. All these ones that I got next will be $1. But I just wanted to save it because I thought it was kind of a neat little set, worth saving. Cover, I love the cover, so I didn't like to see something like this just die in a thrift place like that, because eventually this box would have been destroyed completely, and whatever, if nobody would have picked it up. So I'm gonna keep this. I'm gonna clean the records up a little bit, and I might listen to it once or twice, but it's just one of those things that I feel like I got to save things sometimes, and so that was it. Next up, we got something that I thought was kind of interesting, and I bought it because I don't have anything like this, and I want to see how it works. I mean, I do have something sort of like this, and I kind of thought it might have been autographed, but now that I'm looking at it, I think this is just the way it comes. But I've got your local U.S. Army representative presents. I'm off the screen. Your local U.S. Army representative presents the Gene Price Country Express. Now, this is going to be country music, I guess, but it's a radio show. So you've got Today's Army presents the Gene Price Country Express, feature for airing February 23rd and March 22nd. What year? I don't know. At the moment, I don't know anyway. I'll pull out the records in a second. But it tells you, like, VO and MO. I don't know what the difference is, but there's 30 seconds difference between the times. And it's just got the list of the songs. And I'll kind of let you see that for a second. I don't know if that glare is letting you see it, but I'm assuming it's got talking, like radio show interruptions or whatever. But there's some people on here that I've heard of, like Merle Haggard, Statler Brothers, Johnny Cash, Mel Tillis. There's Tommy Cash. I don't know if that's any relation. Johnny Paycheck, Dottie West, George Jones, Loretta Lynn, Roy Rogers, Conway Twitty, Mickey Gilley, Asleep at the Wheel, Jerry Reed, Hank Williams Jr., Ray Price, Waylon Jennings, and that's all I know. So, it's people I've heard of, so it might be decent. I don't know, but it's records are black, but they don't. I mean, they got dust on them and stuff. They might have been played that one time they were on air, and that might be it. So it might be a great sounding little find. Same thing on this one. Oops. We've got interesting things to have. That I do love finding stuff like this, especially if I can get it for nothing. These were, like I said, these were $1. It has a big 50 written on the front that I probably could get that off because it looks like it's what do they call that, a grease pencil kind of thing. I'll show it to you in a second when I put this record back. But the sleeves don't even look that bad. I mean, they're there's a little age showing on them, but mostly pretty nice. The sleeve, this has some splits in it on the top, though, but there's a big 50 right there in the front. So, cool little record. Country music is not really my thing, but I listen to just about anything when I'm sitting here. Then we've got a couple more. They had a lot, like I said, they had a lot of compilations. They had this one compilation set the records was all scratched, every one of them I saw. But there was probably, it was like some kind of hits of the 50s and 60s, and they didn't have all of them, but I know one set, I think the 50s one had like at least 14 records, and the 60s one I could only find a couple, and they were yellow or red, the covers, and they all looked exactly the same except that what it said on them was like, you know, volume 1, volume 2, whatever. But that one, I put them all back because most of the ones I looked at were scratched up, and there was a few that were in good shape, but I was like, you know what, I'm not going to buy just one of these if I'm not going to buy all these, because I would probably be like, oh, I wonder what was one of those other ones, I wonder what was on, you know, that kind of bull. So I talked myself out of it, and thankfully I did, because it saved me like $20, and you know, on stuff that would have been scratched up. So next up, I got this one, and I thought it was going to be something a little bit different, but it was fairly terrible. It sounded okay. I mean, I didn't even properly clean it, and it sounded pretty good. I mean, there's a few pops in it and stuff, but it was the Dynamic Sound 22 original hits. 22 original hits, 22 original stars, I guess. This is a K-Tel record, and I do like finding some of these, but the first song was Bachman Turner Overdrive, and I was like, oh, well, that's going to be good. Let It Ride, and I know that song, so I was like, okay, this will be good. And then I started looking at it, and I was like, I don't really know much of these people here, and this was kind of a disco-y sounding album, mostly. There's Gladys Knight and the Pips, we know them, or at least I do. But then there was people like the DeFranco family, Ronnie Dyson, Moments, Mosadads, I don't know, Stylistics, First Choice, The Incredible Bongo Band, which I think I actually have an album by them, the Shy-Lights, which I think I know who that is, and then the last one on the first side, which was intriguing to me because I didn't know if this was a song, and it was a song. It's called Last Kiss by Wednesday. And I was wondering if that was the song that Pearl Jam covered for their Last Kiss. I don't know if this is the original version or not. I never looked it up yet. But it is the same song. So that was on there. So I heard at least a song from the past. I don't know when this was. This looks like it came out in the 70s, but these songs may be older than that. Anyway, Love Unlimited, Donny Osmond, Tom T. Hall, 5-Man Electrical Band, James Brown, you know him, and 5-Man Electrical Band is the one that Tesla took their name when they took their album's name, 5-Man Acoustical Jam, or Band, or whatever it was. Marie Osmond, Bill Aimser, Looking Glass, Helen Reddy, and Dawn with Tony Orlando. So if you guys want to see the track listing, we'll give you that real quick. Focus. So I listened to it. I did not enjoy most of this. Some of it was okay. And like I said, the Last Kiss song was good. The Bachman Turner Overdrive song was pretty good. But a lot of it I just was like, whatever. The next one up, I don't know if I listened to this one or not. I don't know. Gold Record Hits, the original recording by original artist. This one I like the cover. I think the cover is pretty cool. It's just got, looks like 10 songs on it. Let's see that real quick. Mac the Knife, I know that one by Louis Armstrong. Yeah, I don't think I listened to this. Moulin Rouge by Percy Faith. I don't know if that's not the Moulin Rouge song that I know. I don't know. But it's got a nice inner sleeve. Your Real Butter Record Club is proud to present. That thing doesn't look too bad either. So whoever's records these were, they did not keep them in a place where they got, the paper was decaying very well. They were probably not kept like in a garage or an attic or anything. They were actually probably kept in somebody's house in a nice place, and then they probably died, and the kids got rid of their records or something. Which is unfortunate, but anyway, this one looks like I don't think I've listened to this one. I listened to a couple of these things, but not everything yet. So that one's good. This one confused me when I was trying to find it because it's the 50s greatest love songs, and it says Bauman on a piece of tape right here. And then on this side it says the 50s golden hits to remember. So I was looking this up, and I think it was under this name or something. One or the other. I was looking up the wrong thing, and I couldn't find it. Come to find out, you had to look up the other one to get it. So it's 2 albums in there. I don't know if this is a Columbia House record. So it must have been one of those things where Columbia House put their own little thing together, and it's got 2 records. I think that one's got the gold label, and I think they both have a gold label. So I'll just tell you what's on them, because it doesn't say on the front or the back what's on it, and it's not a gatefold or anything, so it doesn't tell you. It doesn't tell you on the inner sleeves because they're just white pieces of paper. So let's just go to the records themselves and see what's on them. This episode is going to be long, guys. We got Blue Velvet by Tony Bennett, Let Me Go, Lover by Joan Weber, La Vie en Rose, Edith Piaf, Harbor Lights by Sammy Kaye, My Heart Cries for You, Guy Mitchell, Song from Moulin Rouge Again from Percy Faith, Chances Are, Johnny Mathis, I know that one, Hey There, Rosemary Clooney, You Don't Know Me, Jerry Vale, and Goodnight Irene by Les Paul and Mary Ford. Interesting. Then we've got on this one, that was the love song. This is the golden hits to remember them by. March from the River Kwai by Mitch Miller. March from the River Kwai, Colonel Boogie. Secret Love by Doris Day. The White Sport Coat and a Pink Carnation by Marty Robbins. Zena, Zena, Zena by Mitch Miller. Standing on the Corner by the Four Lads. I have a Four Lads record that has autographs on it. Jealousy by Frankie Lane. Delicado by Percy Faith. I Believe, Frankie Lane again. The Battle of New Orleans by Johnny Horton. And Yellow Rose of Texas by Mitch Miller. Mitch Miller is one of those people that gets made fun of all the time because he has a ton of goofy albums out there. And so I'm assuming those songs might be goofy. Haven't listened to this yet either. And then the last thing I got, last little stack, I got from a friend that I made on YouTube. He's got a page, I believe it. I'm going to say it wrong, I think. But it's Picker's Paradise. He does, he goes and he does, how do you say it? He goes and he finds, storage units, I guess, and, people put stuff on, the Facebook selling thing or whatever. He just goes and buys collections of stuff and then resells it. So, for hopefully more than what he gets it for. And he's been doing a lot of records. He doesn't know a lot about records. He'll tell you that, but he's getting to know some stuff. And, if I get him to handle his records a little better in his videos, we'll be good. But he came across some stuff. And he had some pretty decent stuff in the last one, and I wanted a couple. I really wanted more, but I really didn't have a lot of money. And actually, he sent it to me before I actually paid him. But he sold me 4 records, $25 shipped. And he gave me more than 4. So I'll show the first the 4, and then I will get into the extra free ones he put. The first one is a record that for many years has aggravated me, And I wanted it on vinyl, but I never would buy it because it cost too much. And then they reprinted it, repressed it not long ago. They had it at Walmart, and it was like some ridiculous price, like $50 or $60 or something like that. And I had it in my hand, and I almost bought it just because I wanted to have it in my collection because I love the cover, but there's only 2 songs on the album that I really like, maybe 3. And the rest is just goofy stuff that I don't know why they did it, but it's a 3 LP. The Clash, Sandinista. I love the cover. The covers, it's a great cover for what it is, but doesn't have the lyric sheet in it, which is a poster, I believe. But it came. Came with all 3 records. It's got. I listened to it. These sleeves are kind of brownish. They need to be replaced. It's got a couple spots in it that need to. When I clean it, it'll probably be perfect. But this one, I just they played around with too much stuff. It's almost like some of it's almost disco. It's weird. But there's 3 LPs. There's 36 songs, or at least, tracks anyway. But the only thing I really care for on here, Magnificent Seven is okay. But then, Somebody Got Murdered is a really good song. The Sound of the Sinners is okay. I was kind of digging that one a little bit the other day when I was listening to it again. And then Police on My Back is another great song. But the rest of it is just all this. They've messed around with different kind of styles and stuff. They put Career Opportunities, which is my favorite Clash song, at the end, second to last song. And it's sung by like kids or something. Like, I don't know if there were somebody's children in this band or something. But it sounds like maybe a little girl and maybe a boy. I don't know. It doesn't matter. Either way, it's kids singing Career Opportunities, and it don't work for me. And it's not even played the same way. And I love to hate this album, and because the Clash really, I mean, they were one of the best bands ever as far as I'm concerned, but they did some weird stuff at the end there, so. That's that. Then the next one I picked up, this one says Sally on it. I didn't realize that. I picked this one up because I know it was going to be better than the version I already have. The cover's better, and the record is very nice. And it's Aerosmith's Toys in the Attic. I think this one has the inner sleeve. He gave me these sleeves, and I don't mind that they have that. But the problem with these is they're thin and they do tear down the side. So I would like a thicker version of this bag, but he gave them to me on these records, so I'm not complaining. We've got very nice record. There's a little scuff right there on that one. You see that? But I played it. It didn't have any effect on it. But this side is nice. So that's much better than the one I already owned. And the cover, I believe, is better as well. I got the other one out of a dollar bin somewhere. And it played okay, but it had a lot of pops in it. So this is very much an upgrade. And I listened to it, and very good. This one has Toys in the Attic, Walk This Way, big 10-inch record. That's a funny one. Sweet Emotion. So it's got a couple big hits on it, and so good one to have. I always love this album. I guess the true Aerosmith fans like this one too. I'm not sure. I know that there was a point in Aerosmith's career where people decided not to like them anymore. I don't know. I don't know when that was. Then I got two by a band that I had been talking about. I think on the Kansas Connection episode I did with on Off the Charts with Dan and Steve and Keith, they mentioned some bands, and I said, yeah, I think this is one I was talking about that I always heard of, but I didn't know anything by, and that is Crocus. So I got two Crocus albums with the Blitz, and we've got this scary vampire-looking man on Alive and Screaming. I listened to both of these. They played really nice. They're good condition. The Blitz has, I think the Blitz has a hit song on it, Midnight Maniac, and Ballroom Blitz. Ballroom Blitz is their version is good, but it's not the original version. Of course, that was the Suite, I believe, and of course everybody remembers Tawny Katane did her version in the late '80s, early '90s, whenever that Wayne's World stuff was going on. And then the live album, which has got the cover is cool. Now I'd always heard of Crocus, never knew anything about them, but with that logo, that one's a little less good as this one. But and that name, I always thought they were like really a heavy band or something, and I never really knew why. I never heard any songs or anything, but they're pretty mellow. They're not. Sometimes, I would even say they might not even be a heavy metal band. Sometimes more of a hard rocking kind of thing. But these albums were really good. They played really well. I'm not going to take them out. They're just black vinyl. They look, and they were in really good condition. Really good condition. Now, when he packed them up, he put some stuff on top and bottom to keep them from moving around in the package. And I don't know if he did this on purpose or what, but it's more stuff that I want. Not like I would be going crazy to get it, but I would go if I saw this at the thrift store for $1, probably buy most of this stuff. And the first one, and you guys are gonna probably laugh, but I'll probably buy this. John Denver's Greatest Hits Volume 2, and these records are. I don't know if I listened to this one yet, but I listened to most of them, and they play pretty well. There's some pops in them, none of them skipped, and I really didn't clean them well, so they might all turn out to be good. But this one's got Annie's song, Welcome to My Morning, Farewell Andromeda, Fly Away, Like a Sad Song, Looking for Space, Thank God I'm a Country Boy, which was the main hit, off of this, even though this is the greatest hits. Grandma's Feather Bed, I really liked that song. I never heard it before until then. Calypso, I'm Sorry, My Sweet Lady, Back Home Again, This Old Guitar, and I did listen to this one for sure, because I remember listening to that song. Then, one that I probably would not have bought, but maybe, I don't know. I haven't listened to it yet. The Carpenters, Made in America. I know people love the Carpenters for some reason. And, we know the old Karen Carpenter died from Ipecac or something like that. She was making herself vomit, basically, because she thought she needed to be skinny, which girls, you should not be doing that. Be who you is. This one's got a scratch on it. It looks. It doesn't feel like it's anything bad, so it might come out. It just might be a scuff, but it's got a couple other little things and some ring wear. There's some wear, so this one might be rough. But the inner sleeve is perfect. I don't know anything about the Carpenters. I do. If I heard it, I probably would know it, but couldn't name it. Yeah, I don't know. But inside of this one, which is two very dusty records, the Idols of Rock and Roll side E and F. Now, this is probably something I would want the collection of. I don't know how many records in that collection. But E and F, so A, B, C, D, E. So there's at least 3 records in the set. I keep going off the screen, guys. You got to stop me from doing that. But it's got a bunch of 50s kind of stuff on it. Puppy Love by Paul Anka. Hats Off to Larry by Del Shannon. Lovers Who Wander, Dion and the Belmonts. Breaking Up Was Hard to Do. I know that one. That's a jam. By Neil Sedaka. Chain Gang by Sam Cooke. Crimson and Clover, Tommy James and the Shondells. This one's got some scratches on it. This one's looking rough. I don't know about this one. I didn't play this one. Please Love Me Forever, Bobby Vinton. So that one, who knows. Then the next one that's in there is called Solid Gold. That one's a bit scratchy as well. It's got ABBA. I don't like ABBA, but Knowing Me, Knowing You, that's a big hit. Marvin Gaye, Gotta Give It Up. Rose Royce, Car Wash. So this is a banger too. Melissa Manchester. Bay City Rollers, You Made Me Believe in Magic. Jimmy Buffett, Margaritaville. Hot, Angel in Your Arms. Andrew Gold. Jennifer Warnes. The Silvers? Hotline. England Dan and John Ford Cooley, It's Sad to Belong. Hot Chocolate, So You Win Again. Johnny Rivers, Sway Into the Music. And Barry Manilow, Weekend in New England. So this has got some good songs on it too. I don't know if it's going to play well or not, but never know. You never know. Then the last two, I would buy this. I don't know why, but I would buy this. Scottish Pipes. Pipes Major Donald Shaw Ramsey. Pipers of the 1st Battalion, Scots Guard, and other piper bands. I do have one of these, another album like this. I would not play it a lot, but I would definitely play it. The record is perfect. It's brand new. Somebody played it once. They bought it. They said they were just like me. They'd play that once, and so. And I want to thank him for adding this extra stuff because I gotten some enjoyment out of it. And what I did listen to, and this is also a banger. Today's Love Hits, all originals together. This one has Reunited by Peaches and Herb. I remember that song from when I was a kid. I Just Fall in Love Again by Anne Murray. 3 Times a Lady by the Commodores. We're All Alone, Rita Coolidge. Always and Forever, Heat Wave. Come on, this is it right here. I mean, you got to get a girl when you get this on. Share the Night Together by Dr. Hook. Don't Cry Out Loud, Melissa Manchester. Jeez. Love Is the Answer, England, Dan and John Ford Cooley. Lady by Little River Band. You're a Part of Me, Gene Cotton and Kim Carnes. What You Won't Do for Love by Bobby Caldwell. I Just Want to Stop, Gio Vanelli. Just Remember I Love You for excuse me. By Firefall. Change of Heart by Eric Carmen. And How Much I Feel by Ambrosia. And then they have a little advertisement for Ambrosia's latest album, Life Beyond LA, on Warner Brothers Records, now available at point of purchase. This is also a KTEL record. But it's not loaded with songs. This one's only got 7 songs on each side. It looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, this one's got 8, and this one's got 7. But usually there's like 11 songs or something on each side. So this one, but I listened to it, and it can't. This one actually played really well as well. The classic KTEL label. Very nice looking record. So, maybe he thought he was throwing me some junk just to save the space, but I gotta say I enjoyed it, what I got, out of there. So, and, I'll be playing them, when I'm, mostly when I'm bored or whatever, but still, I will be playing them. So, we got a couple records to open up. If you're still here, it's been 54 minutes. We're going to try to go through this a little quick. Let's do the Paul McCartneys. We got Choba, Blue B, CCCP, whatever. The shrink wrap is torn on this side. They usually don't sell those at VC Vinyl. They usually Sometimes they do, but they'll tell you. They didn't tell me mine was torn, though. So I might need a refund. We're good, we're good, we're good. So the Russian album. This is a piece of plain paper that's in there. Wow, this feels cheap right here. Everything on here is in English on the inside, so that's good because I think it probably tells you whatever's on there on the back in English on here. So then the record itself is in one of these plastic things that I hate, and it don't even fit the record very well. Oh, I guess if you do like that, it does. But this is a nice color. It's a bright yellow. Oop, red. It's a red Capitol label. It looks kind of pinkish on there, but very nice looking record. But I hate these sleeves like this. This is a cheap sleeve too. It's not a good one. But some of these, if they come in, at least are a better quality. But that one, not good, Paul. Not good, Paul. If you had anything to do with that, which you probably did. Then we've got the new album. See what that one looks like. Does have a download card in this one, which is good because I don't have anything in this one on any kind of other version. So just a black little card with a number on it that I hid from you guys. We've got a nicer sheet of inner paper, but it's just black and white with the lyrics and stuff. We've got the printed inner sleeve. All tracks written and composed by Paul, except for 1 and 4. And we got a cooler picture of Paul McCartney. Ooh, then we've got this translucent kind of pink vinyl. That's nice. I don't know if I have any pink ones that are this color. I don't know if you guys can see it good. I have some pink ones, but this one is more of almost a magenta, and it's translucent. It's very heavy too, 180 gram I think it said, but the label is kind of boring. They should have put the new in the neon lights on there, but they didn't. So that one ought to be good. I want to listen to this tomorrow on my last day working from home. That's why I had to do this video tonight, because I didn't want to open up all these records and before the video. But then again, I don't know who's still sitting here listening to me talk at almost an hour in. But we're going to be done. It's very shortly. I'm trying to put this stuff back together. Two more, and we're done. And one of them, oh, I just lost my thing. My opener. Professional videos. Once again, get that SEO going. We'll do the Disney one, which I know is just black vinyl. I don't think there's any kind of inner sleeve or anything. But we'll open it just for the heck of it. We got Disney Ultimate Hits and black vinyl. Black vinyl. You've seen this label looks exactly like the other, as it should. Ooh. Listen to that tomorrow. Listen to the other one today, actually. And then the last one, Star Set, which I have no idea what this is. Horizons. Let's show the label one more time. And it is a gatefold, so that's cool. Okay. I got that. We got this kind of something or other. I don't know. I'm gonna have to look this up, because I don't even think I put it in my Discogs yet. And I believe that was colored vinyl. Yeah, it is. So it was red, because I remember reading that. So we've got printed inner sleeves. Looks pretty good for $10, right? I guess it goes like this. Okay. And then we've got, oh, that's pretty nice. Like a splattery kind of vinyl. It's sort of, I don't know if it's it's splatter, I guess, but different. I don't have any that look like this one, not this color anyway. I do have some that are kind of weird colors, like they don't look nice, like green and brown kind of stuff going together. This one looks pretty good. Oh, I think all the labels are different colors too. So that one's, yeah, I think, so we got a blue label, white label, a blue label, an orangey tan color label, and a red label. So interesting. I don't know what it is, guys. So we'll find out. Hope it's good, because it's a nice looking record, and a nice looking, package of the whole thing looks nice. So I would love to love it. It's on Fearless Records. That sounds 2001 Fearless Records. Sounds like it could be metal, man. I'm not sure. It's made in France. Interesting. So maybe that's an import. I don't know. I gotta look this up on Discogs. It might be worth thousands of pennies. Anyway, that's it for this episode. Jeez, we went over an hour. Didn't want to do that, but it was a lot of stuff. I got a couple more coming, and then I don't think I'm getting anything until Record Store Day, and I really need to slow down on buying. I tried and it didn't work, and I gotta try again, because I really need to get some other things done in my life. Anyway, that's it for this episode. I will talk to you guys later, and always remember, we have Bing Crosby singing St. Patrick's Day songs coming up this week. Next week. One of those weeks, sometime. 17th. That's my dad's birthday. Talk to you guys later. Bye.